and owning it, right? I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I have a couple of reminders before we begin the show today. Please remember that this is a feature show. It will be featured very, very soon. So I'm going to ask you to please be respectful of the chat, be respectful of the show, and refrain from profanity, refrain from bullying or such things like that. And once again, welcome to Own It. Welcome to this show with me, Cicely, aka that Cuban girl. A little bit about me is my name is Cicely, as I said, and I am a former Miss Cuba. I am a model. I am a TV host. I have a show coming out on PBS Network next year, and I have been in the entertainment industry for about 10 years or so. I have tons of experience when it comes to entertainment. And with my show, Own It, my intention is to share positivity, first of all, share inspiration, help you, give you tips on how to become the best version of yourself, how to really own who you are, how to really own your uniqueness, your differences, which are those things that also make you unique, right? And make you special, and how to truly just own who you are, your flaws, the things that make you beautiful, owning all of you and the wholeness of who you are. And that's why I'm very, very proud of this show. I'm very proud that it is going to very soon be a feature show. And in this show, Own It, I have the pleasure of integrating all the things that I love. One of the things that I'm very passionate about is hosting, talking to people, interviewing, being curious about people, being curious about people's struggles and people's journeys, right? Because I believe that every single person's journey on this earth leads us to who we are. And I believe that it leads us to our higher purpose. And so, one of the purpose of my show, Own It, if you're just tuning in, welcome, is to truly help um, the streamers on this app, right, with tips on branding, tips on being more confident, becoming the best version of yourself. And also, if you're a viewer, whether you stream or not, hopefully my show can serve as a little bit of inspiration and guidance towards your own life and your journey. And if I can help one person out there, then my purpose in this life is done, and I'm happy with that. So thank you guys again for tuning in. This is Own It. Quick reminder, please stay towards the end of the show because I will be bringing my two beautiful guests back on the box together after both of the interviews, after I talk to them and get to know them a little bit. I love doing this because I believe that it opens up conversation to very insightful topics, right? It's always very intriguing and very different to have conversations all together on the box. And also another reminder, I'm going to be giving the tip of the day and the quote of the day. So it is very important that you stay all throughout the show and support. Also, I want you to know that I see you all. I see all the comments and I see all the gifts and hearts and everything. I just cannot address everyone during the show individually because I want to respect my guests and their time and their stories. I want to be able to listen to them. So today I am talking to two beautiful people. One of them, which I already know, her name is Vampy on the app. And the other one, I don't really know personally, but his name is Nemo. And maybe you guys know him from here. I am super excited to talk to both of them because we all have different stories and they're both individually really owning who they are in very different ways, right? So, welcome. Let me see. Can I ask my guests to please request the box? Vampy and Nemo. Request the box. Okay, Vampy, amazing. Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, my love?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
That's good. So everyone, please make sure that you give my guests a favorite. Make sure that you follow them. Make sure that follow them on Instagram and you connect with them and also show them support because they are taking their time out of their day to be on the show. So thank you, Vampy.
No problem.
Vampy is somebody who I've had the pleasure of speaking to before here. We actually had an amazing conversation on my box and one of other stream, which was great. We had a great conversation. But I have the pleasure of like knowing a little bit about who you are. I know you're very spiritual. I know you're a Taurus, just like me. But Vampy, just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how long you've been a streamer on here.
Oof, okay. So, I've been around here for a long time. My first account, I was on here for 4 years, and this account will be 2 years. So in total, almost like 6 years. That's crazy to think about. um, I like supporting everyone on the app. I try to make it to everyone's live that I know I talk to on the daily, like throughout the streams, and showing my support and love to everyone. And I love helping people in general. So very much.
What's your favorite thing about being on the app so far?
Making new friends and meeting new people, pretty much. I love the enjoyment of meeting new people, talking to them. They could be from the United States or out of the country. It's so cool just to see different people all over the world on the app as well.
So, Bambi, tell me a little bit about you. You don't have to say where you're from or anything, but I do know you're from a small town, and I'm very curious to know how somebody from a small town comes across a streaming app and decides to stream and make friends.
Okay, so this is a crazy story. So when I first got the app, me and my best friend from high school was like obviously looking for love when we first came on here. Whenever it was just like meet me, whenever we changed over to meet me to when it was my year before it changed to meet me. So like maybe a year or two afterwards, when it changed over, we went on there to find love. She found a boyfriend. They engaged now. They're gonna get married next year. I'm so excited because I'll be attending their wedding next year. And so, like, okay, well, I'm just gonna stay here. Then all of a sudden, like, they change over to the streaming part of the app as well. So, I just go around see who's all on the app, who's live or whatever. And I've met my friend Jordan, that also known me for 6 years. He's now the top edge, just right now. I met him, and ever since then, I just kept clicking, going to the stream every day, be consistent with it. Then I started branching out, meeting new people and all that. So I just like, you know what? Forget love. I'm just gonna stay and make some new friends on here. So I really enjoyed that.
Have you clicked with anybody romantically on the app?
Maybe once I have, and it was good for a couple of months, but we didn't on that.
Okay. That's amazing. Yeah, it's just things that happen. You never know. You never know being on a streaming app or, what can come out of it. Like for me, I've made a lot of friends already, that I feel like I've known for a long time. And like you're one of, right? Like you're one of them. And I haven't even been on the app for a year. And I feel like I know so many people, probably better than people that are my friends in real life.
Right.
I feel like I talk to my streamer friends on a daily basis more than my other friends. It's crazy.
I think I do that too. Me and my best friend, we Snapchat every day. But yeah, I think I've talked to mostly the people on the app that do her now.
Yeah. So Vampy, when I know you have a really, really awesome story. I know you've shared with me a little bit before. I would like for you to share with people a little bit of your story and your struggles and like I think you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so starting from 2017, this also goes tied into my spiritual journey as well. In 2017, I had a car wreck that could have killed me, but it didn't. And finally, like, realized that if it hadn't been for the person above, I wouldn't be alive. And feel like I have a purpose while I'm here, and that purpose is helping people. And I've noticed that, like, I'm trying not to tear up, but helping people is always been the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, I have random people that come to me, like with their problems and stuff. I'm like, what? Like, I don't understand it. But yeah, it happens a lot, which I'm grateful that they do come to me and I can help them, guide them and stuff like that. So I really enjoy doing that as of like the way that's how I am on here or off the app. I'm always helping any way, best way I can.
Yeah, I love that, and I get that from you as well because we've had conversations. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you cry. I appreciate you sharing because I think that it's good for all of us to share. Give me a second, guys. Let me close my window. Sorry, the dogs are going crazy. Sorry about that.
Oh, good.
Oh my God. Okay. Sorry guys, things that happen in life. um yeah, so I really appreciate that because I think that a lot of us can learn from people's stories. And the fact that you've had a near death experience that truly brought you to your knees and truly made you realize life is beautiful. I want to appreciate what I have. And I don't really know 100% how what your day to day is, but I do know that you're very active on the app. You're always sharing love with people. You're always supporting people's dreams. Um, and I think that's really important. And I think that's the beauty of doing what we do on the app, correct?
Yes. Yes, definitely is. Like I said, I love helping people, talking to them, having conversations with them. It seemed like I told Vampire the other day that it seemed like I learned him forever, and I only know him about 3 months, which is crazy. So it's like, wow.
Yeah, well, there's a certain like amount of vulnerability that comes with having your friends online. And this is something that for me for a long time was very foreign because I was the opposite. I never made friendships online. Like I had that stereotype of like, oh no, online is just for dating and things like that. Like you can't really make friends online. It wasn't my world. And lately being on the app has really shown me otherwise, especially I think after the what we went through with the pandemic and everything, it made people have to connect online more than in person. And I think things are really shifting. And that's the beauty of like what we do as well as streamers, right? Because we have the capability right now to really connect to others quickly. You're in a different state than I am, and we connect like almost every day, and I really 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 truly love that. I think it's really important to make those connections. Thank you so much for all the love, you guys. And by the way, quick pause. If you're just tuning in right now, this is Own It with That Cuban Girl, aka me, Cicely. We are here sharing positivity, inspiration, and using my knowledge in the entertainment industry to help you become the best version of yourself. That is what we do here at Own It. I get the opportunity to talk to amazing guests like my guests today, Vampy and Nemo, and we all share our struggles, our journeys, our stories. And I hope that our stories and the tips that I have to give you as well can help you in your own journey, whether you're a streamer or not, that you can become the best version of yourself. So, Vampy, with the streaming app and everything, you said that you like helping people. What is like one thing that someone, you don't have to say who, but like that somebody has really said that you have helped them with?
Um, I have a few people that comes to me off the app. They said I help them being appreciating who they are, pretty much. I try to tell them like, don't let the bullies on the app trying to bring you down, something like that. Or always be yourself. Don't have to change who you are. Just be yourself. So I'm glad that I could be around, spreading positive vibes to them and stuff like that. So
Yeah, no, you're a great soul. You're a great person. And I know for a fact, like someone in the comments was saying now you've helped them so much. People really love you around the app, and that speaks highly, highly of you. So I really appreciate you being on my show today.
of course.
I want to continue to talk to you for a few more minutes because I feel like girl, I feel like you're holding back. There's so much. There's so
I'm nervous,
much.
okay?
Oh, it's okay. Don't be nervous. It's just you and I. Don't worry. Because, okay, so another thing that you do in your life is wrestling. You love wrestling, right?
I really do. I love wrestling. It's one of my passionate things. I've been doing it since I was in high school. So on the weekends, half of my friends at school didn't know that I do wrestling on the weekends because they might think it's like childish or whatever or something crazy going on. So when I first started wrestling, I was actually doing the ring. I set up the wrestling rings for wrestling, and I stayed there to after the show. I had to tear the ring down. So now I'm also in training for a couple months now to be a wrestler. So I'm excited. I'm a bit excited about that. So it's like,
That's amazing. Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah. So I want to get more involved into the wrestling world. They doing be the ring crew girl, what they call me.
I love that. No, and I'm a ring girl for boxing, as a lot of you guys know. And I respect athletes so much, like people that do MMA and boxing, because it requires a lot of discipline. It requires a lot of like mental toughness, a mindset that not a lot of people can have and do.
Right.
So for you to be a wrestler and be focusing on that, I mean, you're also pretty young. So you're an old soul, but you're young, so that's amazing. I commend you for doing that, and wanting to share that. And what is your goal with the wrestling and with the streaming? Like, how do you feel that goes together with who you are and your brand and your message?
Okay, so wrestling is kind of like a community thing. So it's like pretty much put on entertainment for your community around you, and just like how I am on here as well. But I'm not bringing entertainment. I just like go into people's lives and like chill with them, laugh, whatever, make jokes or whatever, something like that. So that's kind of ties in together with helping the community, and this also a community as well, community for streamers. So it's like either way it goes, it's still helping being around here. And one thing I like about wrestling, I love to see the smile on kids' faces. The adults still loves wrestling. That's also a beautiful thing to see as well.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, I don't know a lot about wrestling, but I do know that it's a whole different world. It's entertainment, it's getting out of your comfort zone, right? I'm sure that I don't know what came first for you, the wrestling or the streaming?
Um, it was kind of like around the same time. Actually, I was still bouncing between both because on the weekends it's wrestling, then like I'm also on the app too as well, like throughout the week. So sometimes I don't be on the app on like especially on Saturdays because mostly Saturdays this is where we have independent wrestling shows. So I mostly be on like app for like Monday to Friday, whatever, because Saturday is like my wrestling time to take away from the app for right now.
I'm sure that wrestling has really helped you get out of your comfort zone, even streaming has helped you get out of your comfort zone in order to do wrestling. I feel like they both go really well together.
Mhm.
Are you planning on having like a show or something that kind of merges like both of those things?
I want to have a show, but like also everyone who knows me that I like paranormal stuff, so I was thinking about doing a paranormal show instead. I've been working on it, but I don't know if people would be into it, so I'm just iffy about releasing it. But I was going to do like a paranormal show on the app to discover new things and stuff like that, because some people may be curious about it and they want to learn some things.
I think a lot of people would definitely be into the paranormal show for sure. I think you have an audience on this app that would definitely be there.
Yeah, I love paranormal stuff. Like it's crazy.
Why do you love it so much? How did that start?
it's it's like pretty I guess because also I used to live in haunted houses growing up as well. So it's like, yeah, I have experiences with spirits here and there sometimes, which just kind of scared me when I first started. When I first started, there's also maybe also reason why I'm also into my spirituality journey as well. Because when I was younger, I used to see a lot of spirits and stuff. Didn't understand why they was here, you know. So there also could be that too as well. So yeah, that's why I really love like paranormal stuff.
Do you like ever talk about that stuff in your streams?
I do sometimes, but sometimes I have people that don't is not in the fan of it, so I try not to talk about it too much. Yeah, the Alpha and Tarot.
You do? Okay. Would you do it on the stream?
Um, last time I would stream, I did do tarot. She mentioned she did some readings. They were just telling off on me, but yeah, I did do some readings on a couple of days ago. So I'm thinking about doing tarot Thursdays as well. So whenever I go stream Thursday, I'll be doing carpools for real one who was a reading.
That's amazing. I love that. And that, let's link together also with the whole helping people thing, like I think a lot of people have really wrong connotations about tarot and like it depends how you use it, right? There's light and there's dark in everything, but if you use it as guidance, it could be a very beautiful spiritual thing to do.
It is. Yes, I definitely do it for the light side of it, not no dark side.
I think it's very interesting that, people, and it goes back to what my show is all about, right? It's about finding what makes us unique and owning what makes us unique. And a lot of times, people like you may think that, I mean, I know you don't think this, but a lot of people might think that they have no story to tell, they have nothing to share. And I like asking you all these questions. There's a reason behind it, is because anybody who's watching who maybe feels like, oh, I have nothing to share with people, I have no skills, I don't like anything. Like, I want you guys to know, even your hobby, even the slightest thing that you like and enjoy doing, everybody has a skill they can really, really hone on and can really show the world and share with the, if you have the willingness to share who you are and what you're about, you can definitely be helping other people's, because there's so many people that can relate to. People that can relate with tarot, with wrestling, with sports, with even just like wanting to make friends online and go into a dating app and not finding love but finding friends. Any little thing you can own it and like really, as somebody says, own it and really just roll with it. And for all of you guys who are just tuning in, welcome. This is Own It with That Cuban Girl. This is a weekly show that is about to be featured. It's going to be on every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And the whole intention with my show is having my guests share their stories, their struggles, and owning all of us together, owning who we really are, our journeys, our struggles, what makes us unique, and whatever that is, even if we feel like it's a flaw, just owning it, because that's the only way that we can become the best version of ourselves. So, my beautiful Van B sharing her story with us today. And she has talked to us about her love for wrestling and her love for the spiritual and paranormal things. And she's a very highly spiritual person. I've had the honor of talking to her before, and she's just amazing. She also went through a near death experience in 2017 that truly changed her life. Correct. Um, I think that, you have a very strong message for somebody out there who's gone through a lot of pain, like emotional pain and physical pain, because you went through both. What would you say to somebody who's watching you today who maybe is feeling down on on themselves, or, who are going through something like that?
Okay, so how do I word this? Yeah, try don't you may be going through a lot of struggles and stuff like that. Always keep your head held up high. Don't ever stop. Don't let anything stop you from doing what you're always doing. Just keep your head up. Make sure you do something that makes you happy as well. Also in the process of building yourself up, building your strength, healing, whatever it is. Always keep pushing forward and never give up.
What do you think has helped you, Vampy, with everything?
So I do deal with depression as well too. But music really helps me a lot, and I love listening to music every day. I can't like live without it. I always wake up in the morning playing music. Like when I'm cleaning, music is everything for me. So that does help me a lot to make it throughout the day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell everybody, what do you have coming up? I'm going to be bringing you back in the box, by the way, at the end of the show, but just tell all of us what you have going on, what's happening in your life right now.
Okay, so far on the app, I'm an admin for Beyond Magic. Every Friday at 7 p.m. EST. I have. I think I'm gonna be on Oh Hey Show on the 28th. We talked about it, so I'm so excited about that. It's called the Kickback Show, so I'm really excited about that one as well. Pretty much I got that much going on this week. just
Okay.
everything's just not planned yet, but other than the two shows that I know so far, and I think that's about it. I do just random sneaks. I don't have a streaming schedule, so I just random stream.
I love that. I mean, you have a lot going on. You have two shows you just talked about that you worked on, and then you do random streams, but like you're always on. I can vouch you're always on the app. Vampy is always on the app. So
Everywhere, so. Don't tell where I'll be at next.
I know where you be at night, girl. I know.
But yeah,
I love it. Thank you so much, Vampy, for being here. Thank you for your time. I'm gonna be talking to you in a little bit, anyways. But yeah, thank you.
thank you for having me.
All right, you guys, this is Own It. If you're just tuning in, my name is Cicely, and I go by That Cuban Girl on the app and in all my social media platforms. This is Own It. This is a Tuesday show, a weekly Tuesday show at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It is a feature show. It will start to be featured very, very soon. We have the goal already, so it is scheduled to be a feature show, and I'm really excited to be here. The intention with my show is to own it, for you and I to own who we are, for you and I to really own the things that make us unique, that make us different, the things that maybe you don't like a lot about yourself, but that's the beauty of life. And humans as individuals, we're all different, we all have a story to tell. And my intention and what I love doing with this show, Own It, is I want to share my experience in the entertainment industry. If you don't know, I'm a model, I am a TV host, and I was a former Miss Cuba. I'm a ring girl for boxing, and I have done a little bit of everything in entertainment, acting, you name it, for the last 10 years. So my intention is to use all that knowledge that I have acquired over the last decade and share it with you, so you and I can both become the best version of ourselves and own who we are. Whether you're a streamer or not, you can hopefully have tips on this show that help you move forward in your life, whether it's your love life or your professional life. And that's what I love about this show, Own It, just to help you own who we are, and me in the process as well. Not everybody's going to relate to me, but hopefully you can relate to one of my guests. And that's why I have guests every single week who share their stories and who they are. um, Today, I have two beautiful guests, my beautiful Vampy, who I just spoke to right now, and my second guest is Nemo, and we're going to be meeting him very, very soon. He's from the UK, and I've never talked to him before, but I'm sure that he also has a very amazing story to share. But for now, I want to remind you to stay till the very end of the show, because I do have the tip of the day, the quote of the day, and I'm going to be bringing both of my guests back in the box so we can have a final talk all together. For now, I am going to be sharing with you. Shoot, 1 second. I'm going to be sharing with you the quote of the day. And then stick around for the tip of the day. Obviously, the quote of the day and the tip of the day usually have a lot in common. And I love the fact that Vampy talked about how she started in the app. She was looking for love because her best friend was looking for love and had found a boyfriend here. And I love that she mentioned that, because even today, I'm very spiritual, and I know that on this show I give a lot of advice on branding and how to market yourself. But throughout the years of me doing this, I have come to realize that without a strong sense of who you are and without awareness, you cannot become successful in anything you do. This is my personal opinion. This is what I have gone through personally. You can take it or leave it, but this is just what has happened in my life and what I've learned and what I go through every single day. I'm in a very highly spiritual journey right now, and I'm currently reading this book that is called The Shadow Effect. And The Shadow Effect is written by three amazing spiritual authors, and one of them is Deepak Chopra. And I'm in the chapter of Deepak in the book, and I read a quote that truly, truly resonated with me. And I want to share it with you. And I want to let you know that the reason I'm sharing this quote with all of you guys on the show is because love is the base for everything and the foundation for everything. Love creates forgiveness, creates compassion, and creates kindness and all the amazing, beautiful feelings, right? The opposite of love is fear and hate and things that are not very positive, correct? So for me, it's very important to share this quote and then the tip with you, because no matter what we do in life, we have to do our best to become whole. and to do things with, with the base of love, especially if you're a streamer. I know this show is geared a lot towards streamers and how we can become the best versions of ourselves. I believe that we cannot do that if we're not becoming whole within ourselves, because if we're not, then how are we going to give that to other people? If our cup is not full, how are we going to share our energy and our knowledge? If I didn't work on my own energy every single day, there's no way I can come here and share that with all of you guys if I wasn't learning and evolving and doing all these things I'm doing every day, right? So for me, love is so important. And this quote I'm going to share with you by Deepak Chopra, he means it in love as like with partners and stuff, but to me it resonates deeper than that. And the quote goes, stop looking for the right one, be the right one. And that truly, truly, truly resonated with me, because a lot of times, especially on the app, right? Like Meet Me started as a dating app, especially on the app, we're looking for love. We're searching for the right one. We're searching for the one. But rarely do we stop and ask ourselves, are we the one? Are we the one? Like, are we aware enough to understand that we have to become the one, the right person, before we can actually find the one? And that correlates with, my message when it comes to branding, when it comes to streaming, or to be, out in the professional world. If you want to be the best business person, if you want to have success as a business person, you have to make sure that you become a great business person yourself, right? If you want people to respect you, you have to respect yourself first. And it goes like that in everything in life. There are layers to many, many things in life. So, life is not perfect. But if we strive to really become the right one ourselves, that is when everything's going to align in love, professionally, you name it. Like, it really makes a difference. So that quote really stuck to me when I read it. And the tip of the day comes with that after. But make sure that you stick around. Make sure that you stick around to the very end of the show. And if you're just tuning in right now, my name is Cicely, aka That Cuban Girl. This is Own It. This is your weekly show where you can own who you are, own what makes you different to become the better version of yourself. And hopefully, my intention is that my tips and everything I have learned in the entertainment industry can really help you in your journey to become the best version of you. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome my second guest of the day, Nemo. Let me see if you requested the box. Yep, Nemo's right here.
Hello.
Hi, Nemo. Oh my gosh, I love your setup.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome. How are you today? Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me on your show. It's a
No.
really, really good show. I'm loving the vibe, loving the energy.
Thank you, Nemo. I appreciate you. People say we found Nemo. Yeah, well, thank you for being here, because I know you're in the UK, so I know it's nighttime over there. Um, so Nemo, I don't know a lot about you. Tell me a little bit about you.
What would you like to know?
Okay.
Ask me the questions. Ask me what
Okay.
you've got written down the side, and I'll
Okay.
let you know.
So you're from the UK. You don't have to tell me what you do for a living, but does whatever you've done for a living correlate with streaming in any way, shape, or form?
Good question. Yes, it does. Ever since I was really, really young, this high, still this high, um, we always were performing or dancing or doing something in front of people from a young age. So, when people say they're a little bit afraid or they've got the stage fright, I kind of never got that feeling, because you always want to, hey, look at me, for some reason. So I reckon I had it in me and I didn't even know it. And then the camera stuff, later on, it comes into play, like what you see in the background, foreground, and everything else. But yeah, I'd like to think you have a bit of an entertainer in me, I'd like to say. Yeah. And that did definitely help.
for a British person, because I've met a lot of British men. You're very loose, like you have the moves, you have the personality.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, we do try. We do try.
You're
Sometimes.
very, you're very welcome. So Nemo, how long have you been streaming on here for?
So the journey started, as most people say, around lockdown, when you couldn't really do anything, couldn't go anywhere. So this became a bit of your family. And we sort of stayed here. You, like you mentioned earlier before with Vampy, you make connections, you don't realize, you always think, I'm going to switch the app off, delete the app off, and it doesn't bother me. But then you meet the people that you'd be like, I wonder what they're up to, I wonder what he's up to, I wonder what she. So this does become part of your life. And I'm in golf shoot, and it's very scary where you burning candles at both ends, where you don't sleep, you're just on the app streaming or otherwise. Or like you embrace it, make it part of your life, see if you can steer it to make your life a bit better. Like go towards whatever your goal is. I'm sure you can use this platform for your goal. I'm sure of it. Whatever it is that you want to do, the people will be here, will be supportive enough, I believe anyway.
Thank you. No, 100%. And that's something I talk about on my show very often, because with my own life, my goal is to to do TV hosting. And for me, this has helped me a lot, but not only like the show and the streaming, the people, the community, it really translate on Instagram and other YouTube and other platforms. And everybody here, in my opinion, in my experience, has been really, really supportive of the journey. They want to genuinely make connections. And that's something that I haven't really been able to find in any other platform. It's very different in other platforms.
Very, very much so. And also to the point where it's very interactive. But what I mean by that is, uh, you said something to Vampy, which is sort of stuck in my head, and I said to myself, I'm gonna say it. I'm sure it's gonna be out of context, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's how does the app make you feel? Do you inspire people? Do you motivate? Like, what do you do? What does it do for you, kind of thing? And I quickly thought to myself, yeah, what is this all about? And the first thing that came to my head is, actually, I'm not doing anything amazing as a streamer, but I can tell you what I am doing, that I have been gracious enough to have those comments and people saying those things is, if you're consistent, for example, if you're on every Tuesday at 5 o'clock, you're on. And the fact that you're on gives the people a form of escapism. Because we're here for whatever reason. But if we feel safe and if we feel okay, then you are somebody's rock and you don't even know it, by simply just being. For the most part, if I'm here doing silly jokes or whatever, for someone that could be the stability they need. And I think that's very beautiful, because at the very simple level, if you're present, you can't go wrong. And I think that's just beautiful.
It is, amen. Preach. No, it is a very beautiful thing. And I'll add to that. I love that you touched on that, because, before I had the show and the feed and all of that, I was streaming randomly. I still stream at random times and random days, but like you, I was like, I'm not doing anything exceptional in my streams, except I literally go on, talk to people, ask them how their day is. Sometimes I dance, sometimes which I'm sure is very similar to what you do. And what I found is that a lot of people come on my stream and the first thing they say is, oh my God, you're so nice, you're so approachable, you're so welcoming, you care about me, you're always asking about my day, you remember what I told you, you remember I had surgery the other day. Like, it's just the little things. It's simply sharing that energy, because what we don't realize is a lot of people on the online community, they're in the online community first and foremost because they feel like they're lacking some sort of connection in the real world. And it's not everyone's.
I would agree with that. I would, on some sort of level, the reason why you're on here, because you're missing something in your life, whatever that may be, in whatever shape or form, whether it's the confidence, whether it's the anxiety, whether it's the laziness, whether it's the financial factor, whether it's nofriends.com, you know, whatever it is, you get that from here in some sort of way.
Yeah, and a lot of people, it's just the fact that they might be shy, right? Like some
Or
people are
shy,
just
yeah.
shy and they just want to be here and they just want to connect, and they find this to be an easier way for them to connect, and that's totally fine. And it's, goes back to what you're saying and what the whole show is about, right? Like we all have a story, we all have our own things that are unique that we can share with somebody. Even when we think that they're a small thing, it might not be a small thing for somebody else.
Exactly. And that didn't come to a realization until maybe a year into streaming, which I thought is very subtle and very simple. Just by being on, like you said, oh, hey, Emoji J, how are you? How was your day? I know yesterday, da-da-da. For them, that could be everything because, well, maybe no one did bother to ask me because I'm Emoji J, I'm just saying, I don't make, hopefully your life isn't that bad, but I'm just saying in the worst case scenario for you, just simply saying, hey, hi, and if that makes someone's day, it's beautiful, and that's how I see it. The other one I have to say, I have to share with you guys. It's okay. I will, since there's no one here, it's only us guys here. The one thing I do like is when people come to your stream and they say, "Hey, I'm just about to go to sleep, but I thought I'd come and say hi and good night." I'm like, ah, it's like the last thing you want to see before. Get in here. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And then off they go. And I think, yeah, makes me feel better, makes them feel better. It's yeah. And that's how you build lasting relationships, hopefully.
It's definitely very, very, very special. Definitely very special, which I love. Hey guys, quickly, if you're just tuning in, this is Own It with that Cuban girl, aka me. We're here every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and on my show, we own who we are. We own our uniqueness, whatever that may be for you. And my intention with the show is that you can take either a small thing or a big thing and become the best version of yourself, and hopefully the things that I've learned in the entertainment industry really do help you in your journey to become a better version of yourself, whether it's confidence or positivity or tips about branding or simply at talking to my guests and we all sharing our own unique stories. So thank you and welcome to Owen It. I appreciate all the love, all the support, the favorites. Please make sure that you favor my guests and that you stay till the end of the show, because after I talk to Nemo, before I have both of my guests back on the box, I am going to be sharing with you the tip of the day. Nemo, so I want you to tell me a little bit about your show, because I thought it was very interesting that you have a show called hold on, Finding Ambition. How did that come about?
Quite simple. For the longest time, I wanted to do a show, but I thought I was not good enough for the longest reason, and that was a total myth. You should just, if guys, if you have an idea, go follow it, because all it was, I sent off a message and they said, "Cool, pitch it, da-da-da, go in, go see them." And the way it started, I wanted to have.
Wait, pause,
Okay, this is
pause.
how it started.
I want to stop you real quick because I love that you said that. So what made you, sorry, what made you go from thinking that you weren't good enough to have a show to then just going for it?
Someone just said to me, just go for it. It was literally that. I was like, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I have enough people. I don't think I have enough traffic. I don't think it will be good enough. Other people are way better at this, because there is a knack to be a presenter, to be, concentrating on one thing and ignoring 150,000 other people trying to get their attention and everything else. It's a thing. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. But it was literally one person that said, just email them. What's the worst that can happen? The worst they will say is no, or ignore your message. And they only didn't. They didn't. They replied like within 10 minutes. I was like, okay. So now we have to do the work. And the idea for the show for me was, because my name is Find Me Nemo. At the moment, it's auction, but we won't talk about that. And I thought that a really cool name for the show would be Just Keep Swimming, because it's Find Me Nemo. And I thought that was really cool. And I thought, what can you do when you're trying to just keep swimming? Well, let's do some motivation. And on that premise, Finding Ambition with Nemo came out, talking about positive good things. Pretty much exactly what you are preaching. You are literally you're me in a female form. I love it. It's amazing. Let's go. Honestly, it's absolutely amazing. So yeah, we try to inspire and be positive to others. But the only difference between you and me, I must say, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm more of a fan, whereas you have experience, and that is huge experience. That is huge knowledge that you can't just pick up from anywhere. So the fact that you're doing it and that you're sharing the knowledge, I think it's amazing.
Thank you
Amazing.
so much. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. And I have to say, experience only comes through action, right? Because a few years ago, I had no experience of anything. I remember the first time I was on TV ever. I was green as an apple. Like I knew nothing, nothing. I kind of just went for it, and yeah, I was like a fish out of water. And that's the only way that you acquire experience in anything you do, is just going forward and doing it and having faith in what you're doing, right? Just like having faith on the app and on the show and on, my guests showing up every single day and somebody saying, own it. Yes, owning it, that's the only thing.
Absolutely. Just like you're saying, I cannot champion this enough. You just have to go for it. Just like in my situation where I wasn't really going to send an email or send a message, but someone said, just do it. What's the worst that can happen? It's not like, it's life or death, or someone is going to do I don't, whatever. It's not like that. The worst is they're probably going to ignore you or say, no, thank you. And how bad is that? It can't be that bad. I've been in worse situations in life, you know. So the message is, guys, definitely go for it, because 9 out of 10 times it's usually a yes, which is a crazy, crazy thought, because the more you fight it, the more of a reason you should go for it. I know it's counterintuitive, but that's what propels you to be better and push forward. Yeah.
I love that. That's a beautiful message. Beautiful message. So, Nemo, tell us, is there anything else you want to say, or do you want to plug in your show?
Um, yeah, I guess we have a show. We have a show. But if you guys really, really want to check out, you can click on my name and get all the information on there. For the most part, this is all about that girl and all about owning it. I'm on the app most of the time, so come and say hi.
Make sure that,
That's my
this
pitch.
is this is all about you as well. This is about my guests, and I want you guys to plug in your shows and talk about your shows. And please, everybody, make sure that you go and favorite Nemo and you show some love and support and show up to his streams if you can. I'm gonna be bringing you back in the box, Nemo, with Vampy in just a few minutes. But for right now, I'm going to say see you in like three. I'll see you
Bye.
very soon. Stay, okay? And for all of you guys, hello. If you're just tuning in, this is Own It. My name is Cicely, aka That Cuban Girl. You can find me in all social media platforms as That Cuban Girl or Cicely. And today in my show, Own It, which by the way, it is a feature show. It is going to be starting to be featured hopefully in the next week or so, because we already are approved. But it is every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And the idea with the show, the intention with the show, is to share my experience in the entertainment industry with all of you guys, so you can become the best version of who you are. I have the amazing opportunity to have two amazing guests every single week. And every single week, we'll share our story, our struggles, the things that make us unique, the things that ultimately we have to own in order to become our best versions. And that is my intention with the show, to help you, whether you're a streamer or you're an audience member. Hopefully, you walk out of my show and you have a tip or two that you can apply in your own life. And with that said, before I bring back my two amazing guests for a final chat, I do have to share the tip of the day. If you have never been to my show before, on my show, I have two guests. We do a quote of the day, we do a tip of the day, and then I bring my guest back in the box at the very end of the show. So the quote of the day, just a little summary, is one second. Okay. Stop looking for the right one and be the right one. And that was the quote that I shared with you guys a few minutes ago. And, you know, the reason why I wanted to share that quote with you is because I believe that it doesn't matter what we do. I know in my show we talk a lot about branding and marketing and how we can become better professionals, better in whatever we do, just the best version of ourselves, right? But I wanted to today take a little step, I don't want to say step back, a step forward and talk about love and becoming the right one instead of looking for the right one. I think that that really stuck with me, like I was mentioning before, because I believe that we have to become whole within ourselves, aware. We have to really become a version of ourselves that it's not really seeking validation in the outside world, but we're also looking within ourselves and really becoming that person that we want to be. For example, if you're a streamer, right, and me as an entertainer slash streamer now, I need to make sure that my cup is full in order for me to give to you guys. I have, for example, in this show, I have to make sure that I have tips every week, quotes every week. The only way for me to do that is to truly live my life authentically and do the things that I enjoy doing and I'm passionate about. And then when something sticks or something stands out in my life, then I record it, write it down, and I present it to you guys and I share it with you guys. So hopefully it can help somebody, correct? And for me, the idea of, or the concept of becoming the right one, whether you want to take this as, you know, in your love life, when we're talking about becoming the right one, we're talking about really becoming the person that we want to attract in our lives, correct? And when we talk about becoming the right one in a professional setting is, for example, me, I want to be a very successful TV host, correct? Well, I have to do my best to become the best TV host that I can, to make sure that I work on my skills every day. Like I can't just hope that somebody's gonna be, you know, come with like a magic wand and make me a great TV host. No, like I need to make sure that I am becoming the best I can be every day, learning, acquiring skills, you know, having a clear mindset, working on my mindset growth, working on my personal growth. And that is my journey. So when we talk about being the right one, that's what I'm talking about. And that's why I thought it was a great thing to share. So that's my tip of the day. You know, if you're a streamer, for example, be the right kind of streamer. Like what kind of streamer do you want to be? What's like your best version of yourself when it comes to streaming that you want to be? It doesn't matter what you stream about, what you share with people, whether you're a dancer or you just talk or you do tarot, whatever it is. Like what is the best version of that? Because that is going to be a reflection that you're going to be receiving back. And it goes the same way with love. You want to attract that amazing partner, right? Respectful, loyal, kind, whatever it is that you want in a partner. But are you that kind of person? So for me, that correlates a lot, and it goes hand in hand with just becoming the right person, becoming the right one. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to ask my guests. Okay, they're both here. I'm going to be letting my guests back in the box in just a minute because I do want to have a final chat with them. and share some thoughts with them. And please, just a reminder, you can always find me on Instagram. You can always DM me. I always answer my DMs, even if it takes me a day or so. I'll always get back to you. I'm always open to, feedback about the show or any ideas that you have for the show. Make sure that you DM me, that you let me know. I'm not going to like turn you away. I'm open to all of that. And I also want to remind you that we're here every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and that this is soon going to be a feature show. And I am so grateful for your support. And also, please support my guests. Go favor them. Go check out what they have going on, their streams, etc. So, without further ado, I'm going to let my guests back in the box. Hello. I just want to say, be on my show. I've truly enjoyed our conversation. And, you both have very different stories. You both have very different personalities, but that's the beauty of what we do because you're both owning who you are and streaming, whether you have a show or you don't have a show, like you're both doing what you have to do and what really you're passionate about and sharing it with other people. So for that, I'm very grateful. And so to close it up a little bit, I want to ask you both if there's anything that two things. So number one, what has been so far your very favorite thing about streaming so far? Like the thing that really makes you continue to do it. And my second question is for somebody who's watching and somebody who has lack of confidence and they want to stream or they're like a lurker, right? They never talk, they're just taking the back seat. Like what would you say to those people?
Yeah,
Vampy, you first, please.
Hi. Well, like I said earlier, the reason why I like being on this platform in general is meeting new people and getting talk to them and learning about them, even though they probably from across the world or somewhere in the U.S. somewhere. Who knows? And that's the beauty of being a streamer on here as well, connecting with people. And what's the second one?
The second one was if there's somebody who's taking the back seat and they're always on the app, but they don't ever talk and they want to make friends or they want to stream, like what would you guys advise them to do?
I would say networking, trying to network, like in the comments, like talk to them in the comments, or maybe appearing in the box sometimes to get a feel of being a streamer is, because a lot of people will hop get in the box and stuff like that too. And start because when I first started writing and started going live myself, I literally would be in people's boxes and chatting with them, all that. I used to be mostly in the comments like chatting away, but yeah, when I first started, I'll just start with the box.
Nice. Um, uh, can you please repeat the first question?
Your absolutely favorite
I'm
thing
sorry, what
so
was the
far.
first question?
Your
Right,
your
favorite
favorite.
thing. I would say it's the connections, but because Vampy was kind enough to say that answer, I can't use it. Okay, so I would say for your own selfish reasons are there to make you blossom into the flower that you're supposed to be. And to
Okay,
answer
I
your
think
second,
you, Remo, I think you were lagging a little bit. Can you repeat that last part?
I can't say the last part. That was just improv. It was improv. It was something like, oh yes, that's what it is. That's what it was. Okay, concentrate, ladies. Come on, we're almost finished. Streaming, to me, the greatest thing is almost a little bit like a bit of a selfish thing. A selfish thing in a way that you can make yourself into a flower you are supposed to blossom into.
I love that. I love that. All right, let's take a photo real quick. I'm gonna post it later. Great. I love that. Thank you so, so much, Nemo, and thank you, Vampy. I really appreciate your time on the show. I'm definitely going to have you back when the show's featured because I love talking to you both. And yeah, thank you so much. I hope that you have an amazing night, Nemo and Vampy as well. And please, everybody, make sure that you show support to my guests. You go favor them. You go check out their streams. You go make friends with them. We're all super open people, always welcoming friends on the app and the community. So make sure that you connect and you become part of this wonderful community that we have here to Meet Me. Thank you guys. Much love to both of you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
I'll be
you.
talking to you in a little bit, okay?
All right.
Okay, bye. Thanks for having us
Bye.
on.
And to all of you, my loves, thank you so much for being here to my show. Thank you so much for owning it. Thank you for the love, the support. Just your presence makes a difference every Eastern time. You cannot miss it because we're here to own it. This is your hour, your time to own who you are, to bring up your questions in the comments, to really, really think to really hear the stories of my guests because maybe you relate to me, which would be great, but the whole intention of me having guests is that you can actually relate to my guests and to other people's stories and struggles and how they've been able to take those and make them into who they are today by owning who they are and owning their flaws and owning their stories. So thank you so, so much once again for being here. I truly appreciate your love and support. I will see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye, my loves.